Gaming isn't just a hobby for PC gamers, it's part of their lifestyle, and as such, their PC represents an overall part of their identity. So, if you're looking for one of the best performing graphics cards for high refresh rate 1440p gaming, that also has a unique look, then the Yeston Sakura RX 7800 XT stands out as one of the best options. It is a fairly large and long card that will eat up 3 PCIe slots, and would need 329mm or 13 inches of clearance, and it all seems to be on purpose. The large size is going to surely draw a lot of attention towards itself, and also cool the GPU with minimal effort. The overall attention to detail is immaculate no matter where you look. The front of the card is studded with 3 large fans that look like the leaves of the sakura, aka cherry blossom, flower. They're covered with a large angular grille that increases the overall rigidity of the card and adds even more to the overall aesthetic. When turned on, the front of the GPU has a glowing RGB LED light strip that can be better suited to your PC's overall look and feel. Even the backplate is treated like a piece of art, and the attention to detail shows. Since backplates are mostly blank slabs, Yeston painted it with a cherry blossom tree and a lady in a white and blue dress. The pass-through cutout is also shaped like the 5 leaves of a sakura flower, which neatly wraps up the overall aesthetic. Now, a graphics card's job isn't to simply be pretty to look at. It needs to cool the internals well so that they can perform well. I'm happy to report that the card stays cool between 60 to 70 degrees Celsius under a stressful load, but it does rev up the fans a bit that end up being slightly more audible than most cards at around 37 decibels. Once inside a case, however, the card is barely audible, so it isn't an issue, but it would definitely have been great if the fans were much quieter. Performance-wise, the RX 7800 XT is a gaming champ with a massive 16GB of VRAM capacity that puts the competition to shame. All of Nvidia's alternatives have just 12GB of VRAM, namely the RTX 5070, RTX 4070, 4070 Super, and 4070 Ti, which limits them to just 1440p. Thanks to the larger memory pool, the 7800 XT can play games at more than just 1440p. The ideal resolution is obviously going to be 1440p, but if you do want to dabble a bit in 4K, the 7800 XT has got the power to do that. Some games may require a bit of upscaling to run at a locked 60 FPS at 4K, even if they perform exceptionally well at 1440p. The prime example of this is Hogwarts Legacy. It runs at over 90 FPS at 1440p with high-quality settings, but only at around 50 FPS at 4K. Putting performance aside, the main reason why the Yeston Sakura stands out to me is because it offers a balance in terms of thermals, noise, and on top of all that, a bold design. There are other cards that do put in the effort to make the card look as good as possible, but they look quite derivative. What I mean is that the Asus TUF has just a black and white variant, and for every Sapphire Nitro, there is the Sapphire Pure. They don't offer anything special in regards to design, so if you really want your PC to stand out, then the Yeston Sakura makes a lot of sense. Yes, there are cards like the Nitro Plus from Sapphire and the XFX Quicksilver that offer better thermals, but if you're willing to accept a slightly warmer card with a gorgeous look, then there do not seem to be many options. Hopefully, with the Sakura RX 7800 XT, things change and more manufacturers design their cards with more boldness and expression. For now, only Yeston is putting forward immense creativity with their design. In conclusion, even though the Yeston RX 7800 XT Sakura is priced above a typical 7800 XT, it's more than just a graphics card. It hopes to revive the playful nature of well-designed hardware that people will hopefully hold on to longer as a piece of art rather than a blob to be quickly discarded. To sum it up, what I really like is the one-of-a-kind design, the excellent 1440p performance, and the incredible build quality. What I don't like is that it's audible at a full load, and it's a bit pricey. Thanks for staying till the end. Remember, you can check current prices in the description below.